There's going to be a lot of people losing their jobs over the next few weeks, being laid off, furloughed, like at least 3.3 million people. And a lot of you guys are wondering, what should I do next? What actions do I need to take to set myself up for short-term and long-term success? So I wanted to give you guys some advice from the employer's point of view. This is kind of what I wish people would do, and I think people should do when they get laid off, furloughed, fired, or otherwise lose their job. Particularly, this is for those of you who know that you're worth so much more than that previous job, or any job for that matter. If you're the type of person that knows that they're destined for true freedom and financial independence, then losing your job may be the best thing to ever happen to you. So let me give some advice to those of you who are struggling right now. Obviously, this video is not going to solve all your problems, but hopefully I can give you some good golden nuggets and a plan to set this period of your life up, instead of being one of the worst periods of your life, becoming the foundation for all of your future growth. To do that, the first thing we've got to do is stay positive and optimistic. You've got to understand that being fired or laid off most of the time is nothing personal. You can't let yourself become a victim, because you're not. It's always going to sting a little bit to lose your job, but you can't let your self-worth be controlled by your job or your boss.
You're not your job. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You're not the car you drive. You're not the contents of your wallet.
If you were on the team in the first place, then obviously people believed in you and saw the value in your work. You got to understand that layoffs suck for everyone involved. The employer is not having a good time either. I've had to fire quite a few people now, and it is legitimately my least favorite thing in business. The first time I had to fire someone, it took me days and days and days just working myself up to it. To go out there and deliver 3 or 4 sentences, I was pacing around, sweating bullets for probably 3 hours, just psyching myself up to go deliver 3 or 4 lines. I really, really hate firing people, and I don't know a business owner out there that doesn't lose sleep every single time they have to fire someone or lay someone off. We want to grow. We want to grow together, and sometimes things just don't work out. So don't get emotional. I think there's a lot more value in actually staying empathetic. You know, if you have layoffs, be the person that your boss can depend on to talk to and get through it. Be the person that your coworkers can depend on to get through it. The more empathetic you are in a situation like this, and the less of a victim you are, the more responsibility and power and respect you are going to gather from everyone that sees you. You are a leader, and people need your strength right now. They need your vision. They need to be guided into an uncertain future. This is the time when leaders stand up and prove themselves and get noticed. If you're pissed off, then find someone to vent to. You don't want to be bad-mouthing your boss, your old company on social media, or gossiping about it. Like, get it out of your system and get over it. Don't wallow in your misery. You are going to be more than your job. You're going to be more than your boss. So get started on that. That's the opportunity that's been created here. The universe just gave you a kick in the ass to realign yourself to your true destiny. Don't let it pass you up. So the first action you want to take, and the second thing I'll mention here, is you want to claim your benefits. A lot of the people I talk to about benefits don't claim them out of either pride, or they feel defeated claiming benefits. And, you know, I've never actually had a job, so I haven't been laid off or fired, but I would imagine I would be the same way. I would be too prideful to go claim those benefits. The thing is, though, you have got to get that out of your system, and you have got to claim your benefits. Almost all the benefits that you can claim, you have already paid into in some way, shape, or form, whether you know it or not. So there's no shame in getting some of your tax dollars back by claiming these benefits. And if you're the type of person that knows they're going to make a lot more money one day, then you'd better take it now, because I promise your tax dollars are going to be funding it in the future. File for unemployment benefits right away, and also take a look at any other programs that might be available in your area, your state, your city, your county. You might also want to look into any disaster relief programs that you might qualify for. For instance, almost all of you in the US are going to qualify for some type of pandemic relief program right now. The most obvious place to look is government programs, but also take a look at your banks, utility companies, credit card companies. A lot of people offer different relief programs, either for disasters or just because you have lost your job or whatever. And really, no matter who you are, you need to take a look. This stuff changes all the time. For instance, right now, even self-employed people currently qualify for unemployment benefits, which has never been done before. So this stuff changes all the time, and no matter what your situation is, it's worth it to spend 15 minutes checking into this and seeing if you qualify for not free money, but getting some of your tax dollars back. You also want to make sure that you claim all of the benefits available from your former employer. employment. Hopefully you got some type of severance package, or at least got paid out for, PTO, which is your paid time off, unused vacation, commissions, bonuses. Make sure all of that's included in your final paycheck or your severance package. If you have a 401k or a profit sharing plan, some type of retirement account, make sure you get control of that, either through rolling it over into your own financial institution that you control, TD Ameritrade, Schwab, whatever, or just dispersing it out to yourself. Whatever it is, make sure you get control of your retirement accounts, your profit sharing plans, your 401ks. It's much better to control that stuff yourself rather than leaving it with your former employer. You also want to check to see how long your health insurance coverage is going to last for. There's probably going to be a period of time where you can go out and hit every single doctor you can, front load all of your medical expenses now, and just avoid any unexpected surprises a few months down the line. Once you know the date that your health insurance coverage actually expires, you can also check out the COBRA program, which allows you to extend your employer's coverage. And you can also check out Obamacare, of course. Either one, you do want to have health insurance. I think it's a good idea. As someone who got cancer at 27 years old, I do recommend, no matter what your age is, make sure you have health insurance. It definitely pays itself off if something goes wrong. And final note on this, EBT, food stamps, WIC, welfare. I'm not super familiar with all of these programs, but take a few minutes and see what you qualify for. There is no shame in taking out every ounce of taxpayer dollars you can out of the system, because again, if you're going to be wealthy one day, you're going to be paying for it anyway. So take out what you can from the system now, and trust me, you will pay it back in the future. Next, we have to cut our costs, which kind of sucks. We need to go down to the bare essentials and really lower our standard of living as low as we can tolerate. You got to take a fine-tooth comb through all of your finances, credit card statements, bank statements, and really figure out how dire your financial situation actually is. Anything you can cut, you cut it. In fact, overcut things. Anything that you really want or made a mistake on, you can go back and repurchase in the future. But right now is the time to retain our cash and cut our expenses. If we have no incoming cash or we took a big hit in our income, we've got to bring down our expenses. After you've cut your costs and gone through your finances, you can start to determine what your personal cash runway is, which is essentially just how long can you go before running out of money. Consider selling off any unproductive assets, which are just things that suck up your time and money without actually giving you more money in return. And that might be, just selling an old laptop that's been laying around on eBay. Maybe you just stop playing Xbox for a few months and sell that sucker. For those of you who really got in over their heads, you might need to sell your car and downgrade your car. You might need to downgrade your living situation. You might need to get a roommate. Whatever it is, the goal here is to cut your expenses so that we can extend our personal cash runway. The more time you can give yourself, the more opportunity you're giving yourself to get this next step of your life right. You'll probably want to liquidate any of your non-tax preferred investments. If you have a bunch of money in Robinhood or Lending Club, anything that's a non-tax preferred investment, you're probably going to want to liquidate and use that cash now. But you should never liquidate your tax-advantaged accounts, your retirement accounts, like your 401ks, your IRAs, not only because you're going to pay an early redemption penalty, but all of these retirement accounts are protected in bankruptcy. So it would literally make more sense for you to get every credit card you can, max it out, and declare bankruptcy before you ever liquidate your 401k or IRA. Never touch those. Kind of wild the way it works, and obviously I'm not recommending you do that, but you want to use it to your advantage. Never touch, never liquidate those 401ks or those IRAs. Also, avoid taking out any debt or lines of credit to fund your living expenses. You really only want to use debt to fund productive assets, things that produce predictable and consistent cash flow return on investment. Your basic living expenses don't do that. So for as long as you possibly can, you cannot be taking out debt to fund your living expenses. After you've got a handle on your finances and you know what your personal cash runway is, now we can start to look towards the future and figure out what are our goals, what do we want our next move to be. You want to take some time and get really introspective and ask yourself, did I really get fulfillment out of what I was doing at that old job? Is that really what I wanted to be doing for the rest of my life? Was this my purpose on this earth, to work this job? If you're watching our videos, then you've probably got some dreams and aspirations that are a little bit bigger than those old shoes you just left, right? This is an opportunity for you to take those skills that you've been developing and take it to a different industry. Maybe you want to move to a different city. Maybe you want to take this opportunity and try to go off on your own and not get another job, not work for anyone else anymore. Whatever it is, you've got to take this situation by the horns and force it into an opportunity for you to become more self-reliant and independent. If you're still trying to escape the 9-to-5 grind, Yeah, you may end up needing to refresh the resume and go submit to the machine and get another job, but the key is to stay positive and use this time as an opportunity to get one step closer to that true destiny. In the long run of your career, your income is going to be really tightly tied to the skills and the value that you can create for others. So look for ways that you can build skills while generating some income. The goal is not to immediately, replace your full-time income. All we want to do right now is build skills, generate income, and extend that personal cash runway. Whether it's just freelancing for contract work or if you're hustling and building your own startup, either way, you're going to be building skills that you can take with you to increase your salary in your next job or increase your income in your next startup. If you take a look at Upwork's top 100 most in-demand skills or their quarterly skills index, you're probably going to see a lot of things that you can either do already to some degree or things that you're interested in and would love to make some money and learn more about. Editing YouTube videos, setting up basic marketing tools, basic bookkeeping and accounting, managing websites, social media accounts, research. These are all highly in-demand skills that people are getting paid to master right now. And your income is just going to go up as your skills continue to improve. If you don't have any skills yet, you're wrong. Like, there's literally kids right now that are training other kids on how to be better at video games. So there's something for you to do out there. But let's just say you didn't have any skills at all. Then you're just going to figure it out as you go. All of the things I just mentioned are things that I had no formal training in. I have no idea. I'm a high school dropout, no idea what I'm doing. And I've mastered every single one of those skills in a pretty short period of time. There's so many courses and so much free training for you to go out there and learn how to do these things as you go now. We're all learning from the same internet. So figure out how you can build your skills while doing valuable work for others and extend that personal cash runway out as long as you possibly can. If you can increase your income above your expenses before you're out of runway, then congratulations. You do not need to go get a job and you are self-employed. You now work for yourself. If you're not able to do that, well, you're going to have to get another job to pay the bills, and there's no shame in that. Even if you end up getting another job, it's probably going to be at somewhere you enjoy much more, and all the skills and initiative you've been showing are going to command a much higher salary there than you would have gotten before. A lot of people get worried about having a gap on their resume. For me personally, I don't mind seeing gaps on people's resumes. If they were out there hustling, taking action, trying to make things happen, that's going to actually drastically increase their value to me compared to someone that's just jumping from job to job to job, which really shows dependence and a lack of initiative to me. I love to see people that are taking initiative in the downtime and trying to make things happen. And don't forget, the longer that you can extend that personal cash runway out while refining your skills, the more likely you're going to be to either land that real dream job or escape the rat race for good. So extend that personal cash runway as long as you can while generating some income, building skills. No matter what you do, stay strong. Do not freeze up. You've got to move forward, take action, and stand up and become the leader that you know you were always meant to be. I know it sucks right now, but you will get through this and you will be much stronger for it. Hope this video helps you guys. Subscribe if you want more, like it. Give me a like if you got some good advice, and we'll see you in the next one.